important for everyone. Whenever you are going for any exam, always I prefer that before that exam, one-liner practice. Because through the one-liner practice, your complete revision will be done in a very short time and you are able to recall so many concepts, and it is the easy, quickly solvable area and scoring area. And as it is the pattern nowadays, so that's why at the last moment, whenever you are doing the one-liner practice, then your confidence boost up and your marks will definitely increase. So that's why I thought, okay, let's do the one-liner practice. And there were so many one-liner in Telangana Set 2023 questions paper. So first we will do those, and after that related all the topics, all the questions are here in this PDF one-liner. So be ready for that. Now all are ready? So be ready. I will give you 15-second time for each and every question and you have to do the answer. Your time start now. What is the most common bottleneck in optimizing a series of shift micro operation? So your answer is resource limitation on the number of shift register. Because why? Because here when optimizing series of shift micro operation, the main bottleneck typically arises from the limited number of shift register available in the hardware. So shift operation require the specific hardware resources such as shift register or ALU that is limited, and that's why this problem is happening. Now the next question is, do this one. This is a KSET 2023 question. But all the related question I will ask you. I enable the leaderboard. Whatever important for you. This is very popular question. Each and every examiner asks this question. And with each and every one-liner I added some explanation also, so that related topic understanding will be better. Yes, this process of scrubbing deals with the process that is clean and upgrade the quality of the data before moving to the data warehouse. This is called scrubbing. Data warehouse, data mining is very important. Now tell me the answer for this one. Which one of the following is a formal process of deciding which attributes should be grouped together in a relation? See that, very simple question, but most of you are getting confused. Optimization, normalization and tuning. This is obviously normalization, because it is the formal process where database design which attributes should be grouped together, means what are the, how we are breaking the table, that is normalization. What are the attributes we will take together, that is normalization. Yes, this is not decomposition. Here see that here in the option what are there, the normalization is also one type of decomposition. Why we are normalizing? We are breaking the table so that it should be normalized from, right? That is also one type. So it involves the organizing the data to reduce the redundancy and improve the data integrity by dividing larger table into smaller one. Ultimate task is we are dividing larger table into smaller one. That is normalization. Very basic question but confusing. Now do this. Got it? Now Sui, do this one. Which of the following is not generally a part of memory reference instruction in stored program organization? In stored program organization, that is conditional code. Why conditional code? Why it is the answer? Because in stored program organization, here whenever you are coming, then memory reference instruction typically include the following components, that is opcode, operation code, memory address and immediate data. However, the conditional code not generally the part of the memory reference instruction. And conditional code means through the flag like status we are checking, and not typically, so that's why they are used by the branch or control instruction, not typically the part of the memory reference. So we can go for the conditional code because conditional code is not the direct part. Opcode, memory address and immediate data, these are the direct part, this is not the direct part. So answer is condition code. Next one liner MCQ looking like easy, but actually behind that one liner there are so many concepts. Now do this. Confuse. Which database design method transform DBMS independent conceptual model into DBMS dependent model? 24% correct only. Logical, conceptual, physical. This is answer is logical. Why logical? Because here logical design there are transform the conceptual model into the format that align to the DBMS, like relational schema for SQL database. Includes defining table, column, data types, relationship and considering the data specific feature. So it is logical design. Okay. By looking the questions are easy. One liner, by looking you will feel that oh one liner, but to find out the answer you have to, it is very much painful for you. Okay. Next one. Which of the following is a NoSQL type? And the good thing is that before exam, one day before exam also, if you are doing this question and by chance if you are getting some question from these area, then very easily you are able to answer and you are able to score. That is a benefit of doing this question before exam. Yeah. So here your answer is document database, because NoSQL is focusing on document database. Document database type of NoSQL, and SQL or JSON, these are not coming under document database. Image database also not. So answer is document database. Next one. Which of the following, read properly then answer. 80% correct answer. Which of the following not a UML diagram used in software development? Data flow diagram is not coming under UML. Class diagram, state diagram, activity diagram, these all are UML, but data flow diagram is not a UML. It is actually the structured system analysis and design. Next one. For handling I/O, which of the following is most efficient but most complex in implement? This one easy. Why you are doing mistake? This one is easy. Why doing mistake? This is definitely DMA. DMA is efficient but definitely implementation is complex. So answer should be DMA. Next one. Do this. Artificial neural network. This is most important. Supervised and unsupervised. Which one is coming under supervised? Which one is coming under unsupervised? Must revise this topic. Okay. So here your answer is definitely simple recurrent neural network, because this is the supervised one. Others are all coming under unsupervised. Now next question. The tree formulas must revise. Tree formulas, all the tree theorem and formulas. Highly expected, always you are getting one question from this. See that 54. Highly expected area. Don't miss this topic. I gave you the notes. In the notes already all these formulas are there. Form T and must cover it here. Maximum number of nodes in level I, that is 2 to the power I. Even also you can remember with this example also. You can see here in 0 level there is only 1. In 1 level there is 2. 2 level there is 4. So very simply you can remember. You will never forget it. Next one. In microprogram control, what is the role of the control memory? Okay. In microprogram control, what is the role of the control memory? That is store the micro operation in each instruction. Why? Because in microprogram control plays the central implementing the control unit, that is CPU. Instead of using the hardware logic, the control signal needs to execute each machine instruction are stored as a sequence of micro operation and also called sometimes micro instruction in the control memory. So store the micro operation for each instruction. This will be the correct answer. Right? Yes. Now do this. Very good, Gun Gopinath. First time in leaderboard. Good. The register used as working area in CPU. Arey my god, this is also you are doing mistake. Here you are getting confused with instruction register. See that it is asking you working area. Where you are working in accumulator. Whatever calculation we are doing, it is with accumulator. We are storing also in accumulator. Instruction register only storing the current instruction. Here it is not working. See that looking easy but getting confused. Most of you mark this instruction register, which is wrong. Accumulator, where we are doing all the data storing and saving everything. So that's why accumulator is the correct answer. Now next question. Yes. Most of the time you will do mistake. Which of the following is false? Rather than that, you will try to do it true. So false, true, incorrect, these are very wrong. So it is asking you false. So it is definitely bottom up approach, because normally divide and conquer is top down. Whenever we are dividing, that is top down approach, and conquer is bottom up. So normally we will consider it as a bottom down. Means not bottom up or top down, it is the top down approach. So that's why here this is your wrong answer. Next. Stack organization in CPU is most suitable for which of the following? This is also some of you are doing mistake. Why? Stack organization we are using for recursion. So many times recursion question I explain also with stack. Recursion question we have to solve, means we are using stack. Why doing mistake then? Now do this. Which of the following phase of a typical compiler? After that, read properly, then answer. Compiler phases, most important, 100% sure topic, you will get 1 to 2 questions always. Compiler phases, must revise this topic. 85% correct answer. Of the typically compiler is not related to the front end. We are dividing compiler into two parts. One is front end and back end. So means lower end, that is code optimization is coming after, later. That's why your answer is this one. Back end, that is generating and the optimizing, and front end is analyzing the source code. So that's why your answer will be code optimization. Front end lexical analysis, syntax analysis and semantic analysis. Back end code optimization. So your answer is code optimization here. Now next question. Dash search is performed by exploring all nodes at the given depth before proceeding to the next level. Yes, here your answer is breadth first search, because it is level order traversal, right? We are telling breadth first search as a level order traversal. So answer is definitely breadth first search. Depth first search and breadth first search, these two topic. And with that, best first search. Best first search is the combination of two search technique, that is breadth first and depth first. Must cover this topic, because best first search is related with your AI, and these two search is there in your data structure also, data structure algorithm also. Very important topic, must cover and must revise. Next one again, ANN, artificial neural network, also 100% sure topic. Always you are getting question from here. Application. This is like application based question. %23 correct answer. Which of the following ANN would you use for weather forecasting? That is simple recurrent network. Weather forecasting involve analyzing the time series data where current condition depends on the past data. So the model needs to capture the temporal pattern of the dependencies. So here simple neural network best choice because it is also going with that. SRN, this is the type of neural network, are specifically designed to handle the sequential and the temporal data. As it is depending on sequential and temporal data, that's why this is the best choice here. For application, nowadays question pattern is application based. They will ask you in this area which one it is required. They are not asking any direct question. That's why you have to be prepared with application based question. Okay. Now next question. In instruction format, which type of generally more space efficient? Variable length, fixed length, 0 address or 1 address? Definitely your answer is variable length because as per my requirement I will allocate the space. Internal fragmentation will be less. Whenever you are going for fixed length, then internal fragmentation will be more, wastage will be more, here wastage will be less. That's why we will go for the variable length instruction. Next one. Which one of the following technique is not used by the lower bound theory for calculating lower bound? The answer is here empirical analysis. Why it is empirical analysis? Empirical analysis involve here conducting the experiment and the measurement on actual implementation or instance of algorithm to analyze their performance. Lower bound theory on other hand is more theoretical and focuses on providing the mathematical lower bound for certain type of the problem or algorithm. That's why empirical analysis is not useful here, but the comparison tree used to analyze the number of comparison required by the algorithm, providing the lower bound of the certain type. State space also we can use because state space method is also a technique used for lower bound theory, analyzing the decision tree and determine the lower bounds. Oracle advisory argument, this is also useful because here it's involved the theoretical construct of establishing the lower bound by considering a advisory that strategically select input to challenge the algorithm or computational model. That's why empirical analysis we will not use, but comparison tree, state space and oracle advisory all can be used here. Next one. Which of the following is not an advantage of RISC architecture? Means you have to find out the disadvantage of RISC architecture. Which one is the disadvantage? That is the smaller code size. It is actually a disadvantage because you are not able to take the large code size. RISC means reduced instruction set. So architecture focus on small and simple set instruction and it's execute very quickly. That is good, but you are not able to store more. So often a single clock cycle, this leads to several benefit. That is, the benefit is there, but smaller code size is not typically one of them. Code size is small. Here we are able to do the simplified instruction, faster clock speed. Smaller code size is not an advantage here, it is actually a disadvantage because it is not able to accommodate the more instruction here. When you have to require more instruction, it is not able to do that. That's why it is a disadvantage. Got it? You need to observe the question in different angle. That's what nowadays pattern. This pattern is for everywhere. Not only for specifically UGC NET or Telangana set or TN set, means throughout the all over India, wherever NET and set this type of questions going on, everyone is focusing on this type of pattern. Now see, do this. So many West Bengal set questions I have added. See that those are all old paper, means 2020 questions. But that time only they asked this type of question. There was a word, what Bengal thinks today, India think tomorrow. That is happening actually. 2020 only West Bengal asked this type of question and now other states are also asking this. That's true actually. But nowadays it's not true. Nowadays situation is very bad. I have to say that. Network layer. Network layer firewall works as packet filter. Network layer firewall works as packet filter. Why? Because the packet filter explanation is here. The network layer firewall primarily works as a packet filter. It inspects the packet based on the network layer information such as IP address, protocol type and port number. Okay, so answer is here packet filter. But frame filter, why not? Frame filter generally refers to the filter of the data link layer. As it is focused on network layer, so answer will be packet filter. It is focusing on data link layer and which is not a function of typically network layer firewall. So you need to observe that the keywords in the question also. See that network layer firewall. It did not ask you ki data link layer. It can be frame filter also. But if it is asking you data link layer, then answer will be frame filter. Okay. Keywords are very important. Now see that. Next question. Dash is invoked when there is a need to perform process scheduling, that is when the process from ready queue is to be selected for dispatching to the CPU. So it is going to dispatch. Then what scheduler we are using? That is, answer should be short term scheduler. Official answer key was medium term scheduler, which is wrong. Answer will be short term scheduler only, because short term scheduler also known as CPU scheduler or dispatcher. Main keyword is dispatcher. So by this keyword only you can do the answer. And this is very important for you. Must revise the long term, medium term, short term, this three, and preemptive and non-preemptive scheduler also. This three is very, very important. Must revise. Now do this. इच्छे के हैं. What is the main advantage of using associative memory over other type of memory? That is content addressable storage. Content addressable storage, why this is your answer? Because here using associative memory over the other type of memory, associative memory is called here. Associative memory also called content addressable memory. It is the another name. Okay. If you know the another name, then you can do the answer. Allow the data retrieval based on the content rather than the specific address. So this means you can search the data by value rather than by location, enabling very vast lookup here. And while the speed and the low latency can be the benefit, and it's defining the feature of the main advantage is content addressable capability. So that's why here your answer is content addressable storage. Remember that. Now go to the next question. Do this one. IPsec. I think day before yesterday only we have learned this topic from IoT and cloud computing. Tell me the answer now. I gave you the mind mapping also. See that still you are doing mistake. IPsec means IP security. Which layer is working with IP? Network layer is only working with IP address. So answer will be definitely network layer. Your answer is here network layer. That is IP security which is working with that. And transport layer security is TLS. TLS is working with transport layer. I gave you already the mind mapping note. Please do that. Mind mapping note. See that whatever cloud computing and IoT mind mapping I provide you, this is not only important for TRB, it is important for you also. Because nowadays they are focusing on this area, advanced area. That's why please go through those mind mapping PDF, mind mapping notes and the questions, which will be very much beneficial. You can get question from those area. Okay. Now do this. In TRB they explicitly mention thus different unit, but for UGC net and set also, if you go to the networking syllabus, computer network, there all these topics are also mentioned. And that's why nowadays so many set examiners also focusing on this area. And Telangana said last year 2024 there are so many advanced topic also. So try to revise those things. Now see that most of you are doing mistake this one. See, very simple question but 37% correct answer. Hi, my God, which one of the following is not a deadlock recovery mode? Deadlock, there will be deadlock that conditions are hold and wait, no preemption and cycle. These are the condition for deadlock. It is asking you which one is not a recovery for deadlock, that means hold and wait, because it is the condition for deadlock. Resource preemption, we can come out from deadlock. Abort the process, we can come out from deadlock. Rollback also we can come out from deadlock. But hold and wait, we cannot come out. It is the problem. This is main problem of deadlock. So answer is hold and wait. Very simple question, but it is happening. This is happening in exam hall. Whatever you are able to realize now, try to sort out and try to resolve these issues, so that ultimately in exam hall you should not do this mistake. The expression delayed load is used in the context of when? Delayed load used in the context of pipeline. Pipeline processor architecture, a delayed load refers the technique whether the use of loaded value is delayed by one or more instruction to avoid the hazard cause of the data not being ready. If the data is not been ready, then this delayed load will come, so that the problem will not happen, the data hazards. Okay, next one. Do this. Computer architecture and operating system and networking. These three subjects combiningly, so many one-liner they are framing. Every examiner, they are framing so many one-liner by combining these three subjects: computer architecture, networking and operating system. Which of the following interconnection structure for multiprocessor is best suited for the system with high degree of inter-process communication? All are application based, situation based question. That is crossbar switch. Why it is crossbar switch? Because crossbar switch provides a direct dedicated connection between every pair of the processor and memory, allowing the simulation multiple communication without connection, without contention. Okay, this makes the highly efficient for the system with heavy inter-process communication. Why we will not go for bus system? Because suffer from contention. It is suffering, as all the processors share the same bus. That's why it will create a problem. Multi-stage switching network are scalable, but some delay and complexity will be there. Ring topology can become the bottleneck due to the sequential communication path, because one by one only you can go. In that case, crossbar switch is the best suit, because high inter-process communication, because it is connecting together. So answer is here crossbar switch. Next question. In object-oriented programming language, generalization is implemented using inheritance. Next one, do this. %75% correct answer. How we are declaring variable in JavaScript? That is where. Next question is, read it. In context of multi-core processor, what is the main challenges in designing efficient cache architecture? That is coherence, cache coherence, very important, very important. Cache coherence is the main problem, and here coherence topic is very important for you. The multi-core process, each core typically has their own cache. So ensuring the cache coherence mean keeping the data consistent across the all cache, and when the multiple core read write same memory location, means there should, you are copying each and every, you are copying the same data in different cache. Now someone is updated, another one is not updated, that will create a problem. So here the synchronization is very important between all. Next one, in an index file organization, which of the following is true? %75% correct answer. Indexing, very important. Indexing topic is very important for you. So here for indexing, index file must be direct access storage. Each key associated with index, each primary key value should not be changed. All are correct here. So all of these above is the correct answer. Now tell me the answer for this one, which is most popular topic, red label. Don't go to exam hall without revising the red label, because it is examiner's favorite topic, and always every examiner is asking one question from red label, which is most important for you. And tell me the answer. Please don't do the mistake here. Previously also so many red label questions we have done. Still 85% correct answer. Re bhai. Why re why? Here the red label, this is your red label 0 is stripping, red label 1 mirroring, red label 2 bit label stripping with Hamming code, red label 3 byte label stripping with dedicated parity, red label 4 block label stripping with dedicated parity, red label 5 block label stripping with distributed parity. Please remember these words, very important for you. Don't forget, never forget. 100%, 99.999% chance you are getting always one question. Now tell me, proxy firewall filter at which layer? %48 correct answer. Proxy firewall filter at application layer. This is application layer protocol. It's between the client and server. Okay, they can understand the specific protocol like HTTP and FTP, enforce that based on. So that's why your answer is this one. Next one. And physical data link and transport layer are the lower layer where other types of firewall like packet filter or stateful firewall, this we are using. Related topic also definitely learn, because this is only application layer, that is only I have to learn. No, related topic also we have to learn. Next one. What is the primary benefit of dynamic binding? There are also 52%, 54% correct answer only. The primary benefit of dynamic binding is code reusability, definitely, because dynamic binding is giving you the option of deciding runtime which method function to invoke and enable the polymorphism, right? So it supports the core code reusability by allowing the same interface to work for the different underlying implementation. So code reusability is the main purpose here. Next question. UML, in the UML diagram used in describing system behavior during execution. UML diagram is very important for software engineering, and this is also application, means where we are using which UML diagram. So here your answer is state chart diagram. Because why? Here the state chart diagram, also known as the state machine diagram model, it is a dynamic behavior because it is focusing on dynamic and showing the state and the transition during execution. Deployment diagram shows the physical architecture of the hardware and software. An implementation diagram is not a UML diagram at all. So that's why answer will be here state chart diagram. Next one. Dash is the general model of protection that provides a mechanism for protection without imposing a particular protection policy on system or its user. Yes, here your answer is access matrix. This is also very important, repeated question we saw previously also. Access matrix is a general model of protection that provides the mechanism for protection without imposing the particular protection policy. Like example, process or user, each column corresponding to the object. There are different column. According to that, which one is able to have access, like group, owner, admin, which one have write access, which one have read access, execute access, everything will be done through the access matrix. Next one, which protocol assign IP address to client connected in the internet? This topic is also very important topic. Why you are doing mistake this one? So many times we discuss DHCP. DHCP is very popular nowadays. So many questions are coming from DHCP. This is automatically assigning the IP address to other network configuring the parameter. Right? Dynamic host allocation is going on through the DHCP. I explained very clearly. So many UGC net questions, set question we did previously. Then why doing mistake? What are the topics are most repeated? I am asking you those questions, so that your revision will be done in one class before exam. This each and every topic is important from where repeated question came. Now tell me. In the realm of programming paradigms, which one is the best suited for the problem that can be naturally decomposed into sub-problem? This is functional. Function means procedure. Here the keywords you can understand. That best suited for the problem that can be natural decomposed into sub-problem. Sub-problem means small part. That is functional. Okay. So procedure programming focuses on breaking down the problem into a sequence of procedures or the subroutine functions that solve the sub-problem. So that's why answer is here procedural programming or functional programming. Your answer was here procedural, object oriented, functional and declarative. So we can go for procedure. Means procedure and function both are actually same. So here functional programming focuses, your answer will be mainly procedural. Option 1 should be the correct answer. Functional programming focuses on pure function and immediately declarative programming focus on that. So I think this answer should be procedural. Final answer key is functional, but answer should be procedural, I think, according to my understanding. Now do this. Network security topic. All this type of attack is very important for you. Dash is built into the software by original programming in order to gain access to any system without going through the usual security access procedure. That is what that is trapdoor. By looking all are same, but there is difference, and that difference is very important for you. The Trojan horse, whenever you are coming, the Trojan horse is a type of malicious software that appeared to be legitimate. These keywords you need to remember. appear to be legitimate but contains a hidden malicious payload. These are called Trojan and can be used by attacker to gain unauthorized access and perform harmful action. Logic bomb is a piece of code. Keywords, remember, piece of code that triggered by a specific event or condition. When triggered, it execute malicious action. Logic bomb are often used to initiate the harmful activities at predetermined time. When you are going to bomb, that predetermined time will be there where certain conditions are met. Trapdoor means backdoor. It is a hidden entry point deliberately inserted by the programmer. Means those who are doing your coding, they are only deliberately inserting it. And it's allow the unauthorized access to the system without going through the usual one. So coder are doing it. You are not able to understand. Security process. This is called trapdoor. Worm is a self-replicating malware. This is the keyword here. Self-replicating malware that spread across the network and often exploiting the vulnerabilities of the software. Unlike the viruses, worms do not need the host program. This is also do not need the host program to attack and can propagate independently. They are propagating independently also. These keywords must remember. These topics are very important for you. Not only for paper 2, it is important for paper 1 also. Okay. So must write down these keywords so that you can identify the answer. And that's why here your answer was trapdoor. Because here gain the access without going through the usual security. That was the main keyword here. Got it? You are able to relate? Now see. In C or C++, what is the significance of union over structure? So what is the significance? That is definitely less memory usage. Union over structure. Main difference between union and structure is that union allow the storing different data type. That difference is very important for you. Allow the storing different data type in a same memory location, and meaning all members share their same space. That leads to less memory use. We are going for the highest one. Integer, float, character is there. The float is taking the highest one. I will take 4 byte. Okay. But whenever we are going with this, so that's why in structure you have to separately allocate for everyone. That is for structure. Okay. Next one. This is also very important for math. A relation R on set S is called if it is reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive. Oh re bhai re. This is very important. 41% correct answer. Why you people are not learning math? Can you tell me? Why you are ignoring math? In paper 2 also, in paper 1 also. Why you are ignoring math? Partial order means it is reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive. Equivalence means here symmetric. Instead of antisymmetric, it should be symmetric, right? Is it sometimes getting stuck? Yes. So here your answer is partial ordering, definitely. Reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive must cover this topic. Don't ignore the math. Math is very important. Computer science students, I will not do math for paper 2. I will not do math for paper 1. This mentality is not good. You will not get only one liner. There will be math question. Please don't miss it. Now do this one. What is the preliminary purpose of virtual function in C++? The preliminary purpose of virtual function is polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Because runtime polymorphism we can do through the virtual function only, right? So that's why your answer is polymorphism. Explicitly, if you are thinking, it is runtime polymorphism. Okay. Next one. Dash is the not necessarily of the property of group, that is commutativity. It is not a mandatory, because in group operation usually denoted by multiplication, denoted by, so require the association and must identity element, but commutativity is not most important. So answer is commutative. Next one. Very basic question, very simple question. Here, when does constructor invoke? At the time of object's instantiation only. Next question is this one. These all the graphs are very important for you. Very popular area. Different types of graph. Which of the following Euler circuit is impossible if number of vertices is greater than 2? If number of vertices is greater than 2, Euler circuit means what? Where each and every one should be even degree. Right? Euler means it should be even degree, each and every vertices. But here for the wheel graph it is not possible. What are the graphs? This is CN. CN means what? That names are very important for you. You need to remember. CN is the cyclic graph. or cycle graph you can say. This is called cycle graph, which is creating a cycle. Okay, has all the n vertices, degree 2 always Euler cycle, because cycle means whenever you are creating this type of cycle, always there will be degree 2. So it is always Euler, no problem. Qn is what? Qn is a hypercube graph. Hypercube graph. Hypercube graph has all vertices with degree of n. If n is even, it has Euler circuit. Okay, here each and every degree should be n. That's why it is called hypercube. Degree is n. Now, if n is odd, it may be not Euler. If n is even, then it will be Euler. It is asking you which of the following vertices greater than which of the following circuit is impossible. So here it is possible. Now whenever you are coming to Kn, Kn is the complete graph. This is called complete graph. So complete graph means here degree odd. If the n is the odd number, then n minus 1 for each and every degree, that will be even. So that's why Kn it is also possible. But Wn it is a wheel graph. Okay, as it is a wheel graph, there will be always in the center, there will be like this. In the center always there will be a node, and that is not possible, because in the wheel graph has one center vertex and n is the outer. So if I am taking n equals to maybe 5, or if I am taking n equals to 6, then this degree will be 6 minus 1, that is 5. Yes or no? So that's why it will be never possible, because in wheel graph has one center vertex with a degree of n and n outer vertices of each degree of 3. So you see that for each and every one, here the degree will be 3. As a wheel graph, this is also degree 3, this is also degree 3, this is also degree 3, this is also degree 3. Always here these degrees will be 3, which is a odd number. Whatever wheel graph you are drawing, if you are drawing this one as a wheel graph, then also degree will be 3. Here always degree will be 3, and that's why it will be not possible to make an Euler graph. This is very important for you. All these graphs, repeated question, like sometimes they are asking Euler, sometimes they are asking spanning, but the definition of these graphs are important for you. Different types of graph. Okay. Now see the next question. Which IO stream class is specifically designed for file operation? Specifically designed for file operation, that is FStream. FStream is the answer, because FStream provides the facility for file operation. IO stream provides standard input output. String stream provide the OS string stream, that is string based on the not file. Next one, tell me. Again the question from graph. These are just like one liner, simple area, easily you can collect the score. Consider the complete graph with 5 vertices. The graph 5 has how many spanning tree? This is a very important concept. N to the power n minus 2. Formula is n to the power n minus 2. Multiple time, multiple examiner asks this question. So please remember this formula. Now do this. What is the primary purpose of entity relationship diagram? The primary purpose is conceptual design here. This is the main purpose. Next one. Which keyword is used to rename the file name in SQL query? File name, not sorry, field name. Means name of the attribute you are going to change. Yes, alter table name, set column name. Alter, correct. Alter table name. Alter set column name. We are altering the table name also. We can alter the column name also. Okay. It is asking you the keyword that is using for field attribute you are changing. This is DDL. This is not DML. Alter is the DDL. So alter is modifying the structure of the table. That's why answer is alter here. Okay. As is not. Here you are thinking as. So keyword is alter. The keyword used for rename as is not the answer. Here main thing we are using alter. Main thing is alter. So alter table name as. In between we are using as, but the main query will be alter only. Keyword used to rename field in SQL query result as, yes. See that renaming operation here, achha, keyword as they are asking. They are asking that which keyword we are going to rename. So then in that case we can say as, because they are not asking the main one, because alter we can do for everything. Alter used to modify the structure. As we can give as a column name or temporary name. Alias. If we are, but I am doing rename. Here this question is little bit doubtful. I am doing rename. As means I can do temporarily, I can change the name of the table. But it is not telling you temporarily you are changing. It is telling you the field name you are changing. You are changing the field name. So I have to use that alter. With alter only I can change. With as I can temporarily rename a thing. But if I have to change, then I have to use alter. So I think alter should be the correct answer here. Okay. Alter table map. Rename column first name. Yes. The keyword used to rename field in SQL as. It is not asking command, that is okay. Select column name as new name from table name. Select column name, as we cannot do, alter only we have to do. Select query we cannot, no, through the select you cannot change. When you have to change, then you have to use alter. You have to use alter. Through the select you cannot do. Whenever you are modifying any table, then alter is required, otherwise you cannot change. As is in between, we are using as. Okay, so I think answer should be alter. This is a confusing question. Understanding should be clear, it should be alter. If I am not wrong, Acha, do this one, I am confirming once. I think my understanding is not wrong, at least in SQL. As is the keyword, like as they are asking the keyword, that's why we can go for as. As is the keyword for selecting as temporary name. For temporary name, if it is asking, see that for this question, why I am telling you it is as, if we are changing the name temporarily. Temporarily I am changing a name, that is as, that is okay. But as it is given that keyword used to rename the field name, directly you are renaming the field name, this is the structural change. Here you have to use alter. Whatever in Google you are getting answer alter, in chat GPT maybe you are getting answer as, but tell me the query, to which query you can write down only through the as, without using alter. You can change. Can you change? Can you change any attribute name without using alter? Only through the as. That is not possible. Okay. So this question I was asking na. So this question, did I ask you poll? No, I think I did not give the poll, right? Giving you poll. What does the natural join operation in relational algebra essentially do? Here your answer is merge table based on the column and the remove duplicates, because here it is relational algebra of natural join. Natural join is working on that. So answer is natural join. Merge table based on the column, because if the common column is there, it will be automatically able to do. Now tell me. System call, very important for you. The read system call return what? Yeah. So the read system call return the total number of byte. Here this is your read system call. Return on success, read returns the number of byte actually read. On end the file it's return 0. On error it is returning -1. Okay, got it? So now, okay, here I can see in the leaderboard Purnima 50, Lakshmi 48, Jagan Mohan 48, Parma 45, user 44, Subha 40, Maithi 39, Gokila 38, Nayana 37 and Lalita 37. Very good everyone, keep it up. I hope you learned so many things and the session was helpful for you. Yes or no? Yes. So many things. That is the importance. According to the current trend, this question is very, very important for you. And that's why before exam, very important to practice the good question. That most important. After doing this class, those who are feeling like, okay, I am not able to do, or I am doing so many mistakes, take it as a good sign that you are doing mistake, you are learning from your mistake. Whatever questions you are not able to do, or you are doing wrong touch, you are not able to come to the leaderboard, it is a formative assessment. Formative assessment is giving you the opportunity to repolish yourself, right? You are able to get it. There is the chance, there is the opportunity that yes, these are the topic I am doing mistake, I am able to learn, I will learn this topic again and I will confirm that, so that in exam hall there should not be the mistake. That is the advantage. Why everyday live mock test? Everyday live mock test because okay, you are able to judge yourself. Yes, where I am doing mistake. In the time bound you are practicing. I am giving you 15-second poll. In the time bound you are reading and you are marking. So you are able to understand wherever I am lagging. 3 problems are there. First problem is either you don't know the topic, you did not learn. Second thing is you learn but you are not able to recall. That means revision, lack of revision. Third problem is it is known also, you revise also, but at the time pressure you are doing wrong click. This is the most bad problem. This is the dangerous problem. That's why the time management and your brain training, this training is required. Before exam, with the time pressure, your brain is able to work properly or not. That's why the brain training regularly required with time bound practice. And that is what you are doing. So by doing this, these 3 problems you will be able to resolve. Wherever is your problem, you try to find out what is my problem. I don't know this topic. Then try to know, try to learn. I know but I did not revise. Revise it. I am getting problem with time. That means you need to practice more with time bound. Practice more with timer. These 3 problems will be resolved and in exam hall you will be able to get the good score. Got it? Yes. Ma'am. Those who have doubt in this question till now, I will say that as per the question, as and alter both should be the correct, because they gave keyword change to rename. Now rename can be 2 way. One is permanent and another is temporary. If I want to do temporary, then I can do like select, after that I can use as. To the as I can do temporary change. If I have to do permanent, then I have to do alter. But in the question it is not mentioned that renaming what, and renaming means implicitly and we have to take as a permanent change. I am doing rename, it should be permanent change, and that's why alter should be the correct answer. If you are telling as is the correct answer, then it is a temporary change, it is not the permanent change. So be clear about your concept. Okay. Examiner can do mistake, questions can be wrong, answer can be wrong, but my target is that my students should learn the correct concept. We should learn the correct concept. That is very important. That's why we are challenging, right? I am telling again one thing, that Unified Study is the platform and Priyanka Chatterjee is one of them who is always challenging the NTA answer key. I think when I came to the market, then how much challenge is going on for the computer science, that many challenge was not going on previously. I can guarantee that. Previously it was not happening. Whenever 2019 I attempt the exam, I beg so many of popular teachers that ma'am, these answers are wrong. I want to challenge, please support me, please tell me how to challenge. They did not respond also. In the live class, I was a paid student of one platform, and that time one of the teacher was there. I go to that class and I told that ma'am, tomorrow is the last date of challenge. I am sure about that. There was natural join question and some more question was there. I exactly told her that ma'am, these are the problems are there and we have to challenge. Please tell me how to challenge and what to do, because I don't know. I was the student. No reply. That was the burning point for me. She did not reply at all. The new course is going on. That was the new session going on. It's okay. But at least you should not neglect the old students, because they are suffering. Always whenever I am starting the new batch, whenever the questions are coming, response sheet are coming, I am postponing the class. Okay, today class is postponed because we have to go for the challenge. Every 1 marks, every 2 marks is important for everyone, and not only for that, even also whenever some wrong questions are there, so many upcoming students will learn those wrong answer. They will learn those wrong concept. And because of that, I am always thinking about challenge for at least UGC net question. Because the rectification should be there, so that upcoming generation should learn the new things. They will learn the correct things. That is always I am concerned. Really, that day it was triggering in mind. How is this? What is this mentality of a teacher? How a teacher can do that? They are not taking any responsibility. Then why they are running this type of paid course? What is the meaning of running this type of paid course? There is no meaning, right? We will run the paid course. Okay, time is over. I will not respond the student. What is this? So many of the students are there, so many candidates are there, those who are not paying me also. In YouTube they are writing that this is the ID, I have problem. Sometimes in WhatsApp they are giving, ma'am, this is the problem. Always I am taking care. I am not asking them you are paid learners or not. After giving payment also they did not take care of me. Okay, so that's why these are really problematic. So that's why I am telling you, always try to learn the clear concept. Concept should be clear. Whatever exam you are going to attempt, there will be so many mistakes. They will do so many mistakes. It is happening because everyone is human being. In our class also, so there are sometimes some problem are happening, right? Whenever 100 questions are coming from different source, sometimes some mistakes are happening. Human being is there, machine is there, error can be there. So after getting, we have to rectify. That's important. So don't trust anyone, don't blindly trust anyone. Only trust your proper concept. AI is there, AI will give you answer. And try to talk with AI that argument, do the argument with AI. Why this? Why not this? I think this is correct. No, I think you are wrong. This type of question also asked to AI. If you are learning with AI also, then that is also important. Just now you was also searching in AI. I also talk with ChatGPT. ChatGPT was also giving me answer as. After that I told as is the temporary change, but rename means permanent also. So if I have to do permanent, then alter. Then ChatGPT give me yes, you are absolutely correct. So means ChatGPT will add those new things in the database. Next time maybe whenever you are asking, then next time maybe ChatGPT will give you this answer. For temporary and for permanent, this is happening. So AI is also, it is fed by human being. So don't trust AI blindly. Do the cross question with AI. Your learning will be also improve. AI learning will be also improve. The ChatGPT, Gemini, they will also improve their database. Okay. Don't trust anyone blindly. Got it? Got it? I hope your understanding is clear. Thank you. Bye. Oh my God, you have class at 7:30. Yeah, I am very much openly speaking person. I don't scared about anyone. I don't scared about anyone. Bye. Bye everyone. So I hope you learned so many things. And in this PDF, this is not only the question. Here the PDF is 650 pages. So some of the question you are able to see. So many other questions are there, but we are doing in paid course. So definitely you will tell me, ma'am, everything give me free of cost. That is not possible, because this setup, everything, it is costly, right? Anyone is not giving me free of cost. So to run this platform also, we need some money. That is required, and that's why the paid course is required. To run my family also, paid course is required, because I am not doing any job. I am not going for any assistant professor lecturership. Even also I am not doing PhD, because I dedicate myself only for this UGC NET and SET teaching. Maybe I will go for GATE or anything, but at least for the computer science learner, I dedicate myself so that computer science learner will learn the proper thing in proper way. And I am always there for everyone. For your queries and anything, definitely you can come to me. I will try my level best to help you. Not only paid or free. Everyone is same to me. But paid course is important for me, for us to run this unified study platform. So if you want more, then you can join paid course. You can take it from paid course. Thank you. Bye. See you soon in our next class.